And having visited a couple of Disney parks myself, they're the happiest place on earth, Disney says, but they're also like a mini authoritarian state. There are cameras, there's tracking, bracelets, required screenings. Do you think this means that Disney is going to be able to use some of the same kinds of technology to ramp operations back up that some of the more restrictive regimes have been able to good effect?
Yeah, I think they'll use those plus many others. There's a lot of creative people at Disney over there in the Imagineering group, and they have a lot of people studying these things. And actually, I opened the Paris parks, and then I came to Disney World for 13 years. And I can tell you, through 9/11, we executed that perfectly because one thing about Disney is the whole world loves Disney. One lady asked me, "Can you imagine the world without Disney?" So I think this will be, I don't know how long it's going to last. I'm not sure Disney knows yet when they would reopen, but yeah, they will. They're very creative. They go beyond expectations. If you've been there, you know that. And it will be safe. Now, when Disney says it's safe, people will come back.
What do you think Disney will do? What would you do in this situation to really underscore that? Can they require a test to either enter the park or perhaps to get a fast pass? Do you think parks become more of a premium experience cost-wise because they're going to have to operate at reduced capacity?
Yeah, I don't think, I think that we don't know what they're going to be able to do because we're still trying to learn what technology would be available, how it could be implemented, what the general public will stand for, I think, and expect. They're going to tell us what they expect, and Disney will be finding that out from their guests around the world. What are your expectations when you come back to Disney? And I guarantee you, Disney's not going to open until they can actually say it is safe to come.
I mean, there's a difference between having it be a safe experience and having it be a safe experience that is still magic, right? I mean, I just wonder how much can Disney incorporate technology and so forth to make it not only safe, but make it feel like it used to feel?
Yeah, well, I don't think we know that yet because, Americans and the whole world has a short memory. And after 9/11, we were worried about when it would get back to work. And it was just several months and already people were coming back. And a lot of things changed in 9/11, new security rules, checking people, all kinds of security at Disney World. And actually, the guests told us they liked that. We were first concerned that would they like all this security and cameras and all. And in fact, they told us they did like it and did want it. So I think that's unknown yet, how far this will go and how long some of those extreme measures will last. And especially if you get the inoculation. Yeah.
Yeah. As you do have some of these local economies beginning to open up both here in the U.S. and in other parts of the world right now, it really does seem like one of the questions businesses are grappling with is the value of their brand and putting that brand on the line right now. Disney is obviously a massive, powerful, trusted brand. Do you see this as essentially a quantification of the value of that brand and that being perhaps worth more, at least in the near term, to Disney than the current financials of the company?
Absolutely. I think trust is everything. And I would tell you, as all the years I worked there and when I hear from the guests around the world, they trust Disney. Literally, there's no place in the world. It's the most visited vacation place in the world. And people come back, I think, on average every 3 years. And so it's a highly trusted brand. And the safety measures at Walt Disney World are amazing. You would have to be inside the company to see the commitment to that. And it is amazing. It's part of the culture. Safety is the number one part of the culture at Disney World.
And Lee, along those lines, Disney, along with the parks, also has Disney Cruises and had been expanding those. The cruise industry has been hit especially hard during this pandemic, and I'm not an expert on this specifically, but something tells me it's potentially going to take cruises quite a while to come back. Do you think Disney has to rethink where cruises fit in the experience portfolio that they have, and how do you think they work through that?
Well, I think the cruises are just like the parks or going to a hotel or traveling to Europe. People, when they feel comfortable with it, I think they will feel comfortable with Disney's measures on ships quicker than anybody else. They have a good track record. There's already a lot of interest being shown of people wanting to go on a cruise and wanting to go on a Disney cruise. So, they right now we're in the middle of this thing. So I think even some of this may, as soon as there's a vaccine available, I think you'll see a lot of this disappear. And people will step up. And if Disney waits to make any decisions until they're sure, I don't think Disney's going to make decisions based on what everybody else is doing in the economy. The gyms opening and restaurants opening, it'll be different. They will be focused on how to do it at Disney World. And because, again, the guests are from all over the world, every country in the world. And so are the people who work at Disney World.